Celebrating your health today, we're talking millennials and health, specifically how they're influencing the industry. Joining us to talk about this is Dr. Sabrina Fabi, who's a cosmetic dermatologist. All right, Dr. Fabi, let's get right to it. Millennials, those born in the early 80s to 2000, so right now they're sort of our late 20s, early 30s somethings.
Yes.
Tell me about what's different in this generation, in what you're seeing in your office. The first thing that comes to mind is the selfie.
Right, so this is a generation that's basically, has their phone with them all the time, is able to take photos of themselves all the time, and now there are more and more platforms that require your photo to be displayed as like a profile pic, etc. And so, dating sites where you can basically be judged from with a thumbs up or a thumbs down based on your photo. This is a generation that obviously has their photos out there a lot, and so they're a little bit more self-conscious about their appearance.
Yeah, we could say that this generation is probably the most vain we've seen in a while. But what else are you noticing when it comes to their appearance, the kinds of treatments they're looking for? And it's not really, you said, all about vanity.
Yeah, it's really not all about vanity. I mean, it's a generation that just really has access that perhaps I didn't have as a Generation Xer. And so they have access to all this information that we're constantly being bombarded by, and they're just used to it. They're used to being able to surf and navigate through it a lot easier and faster than probably previous generations. And so because of this access, they're more informed. And with that information, they recognize that they're aging. Basically, the second you're born, you're aging. And after the age of 25, you're starting to see a lot of changes associated with that age from previous sun exposure when you were 3 years old or even 10 years old.
Wow, so what kind of procedures are you seeing them doing? Are we talking like dramatic plastic surgery or more minor cosmetic procedures?
More preventative. So the concept of early enhancement, at least in the United States, surprisingly in places like Asia, there's a concept of beautification. So majority of their patients are actually in their 20s, and they're more into beautifying themselves than they are necessarily rejuvenating themselves, using these procedures to just make themselves look the best that they can for their given age. But in the United States, we're seeing a generation that's really focused on trying to prevent some of that damage from manifesting if they possibly can, and just being a little bit more proactive about their health care in general.
Yeah, which is always a good thing to be preventative. And yet I am reminded of a quote from Barbara Bush who said, "All my wrinkles tell a story." So, right, Dr. Fabi, it's always kind of a balance there.
There is a balance. I have them all around here, and I do have access to all these procedures.
Yes, you do. Well, you look beautiful. Dr. Fabi, always great to have you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Jen.